Perfect. Let me move this out of my way. Okay, guys. Last day of February. How exciting. Does anybody have any wins they want to celebrate before we get started? And keep in mind, February, historically, not the busiest of months, but any wins anybody wants to celebrate before we get started. And guys, celebrating wins is really important. Right? I don't just bring it up every single week before a call or when I'm talking to agents one-on-one or partners or even clients, family members, because, we don't do enough of that. We don't do enough of celebrating our actual wins. And the reason is, well, do we find it even worth celebrating? But in this business, let me let Kim in on the call. Every last victory counts. Perception is reality. If we're not celebrating wins, what are we doing? What are we doing if we're not celebrating those wins?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, Tom, talk to me.
Hey, I've been working with this one gentleman for a year and a half. He responded to my first mailing ever and called me. And then I went to his house, made a seller presentation. But he's like, well, hold on, I'm not selling yet. I'm only 76 and I only just broke my hip and can't get up my stairs. It's like he lives alone. His wife died 4 years ago. He should have sold then, but I wasn't an agent then. So I've been kind of taking this guy to lunch and talking to him. He lives a mile from where I grew up. He's owned that house for over 40 years. He's a clutter guy, so there's a lot of stuff in it. And then I've also been invited. I did a term paper for him on 3 different over 55 ways to live within 5 or 10 miles of here. And critiqued each one, and I priced it out. And what's up front, how much you get back later when you leave, how much it is per month, what you get for that, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, he has been reluctant to sell, saying like, I'll let my daughter do it. I only have one daughter. If I sell, I have to pay capital gains and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, I've been inviting him to tour some of these older people places, and he's declined. 2 weeks ago, I mentioned this seminar coming up, anti-clutter seminar at one of them, one of the best ones. And then he called me yesterday and said, you want to go with me?
Would you look at that?
That's a win.
Yeah, it's a massive win. Congratulations. Sometimes, guys, the pipeline is such a powerful thing, right? You should be celebrating your pipeline. You should be celebrating every type of victory, right? Because, again, if we're not celebrating these things, what are we doing? If we're not celebrating, we're probably focusing on other things. I saw a video somewhere. I cannot necessarily cite where I saw it, but I think maybe somebody posted it recently where I think Jeanette did, where there was, 12,000 thoughts that run through our minds every single day. Over 12,000. It could be more than that, guys. But out of 12,000 thoughts, 8,000 were negative. When the bad outweighs the good, right? We've got to kind of flip those numbers. We've got to focus, shift our mindset. And that's why today we're going to start with mindset. We're going to talk about skill set. We're going to talk about tool set. All these things are so important. You run a business, but the business as an entrepreneur starts with you. You dictate. You get to control how you wake up every day, how you take action, what you think of, what you focus on. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Sure. You can pick up the phone. You can call me. You can call the coach. You can call any one of our partners. You can come to trainings, right? You can take what we provide, but if you don't put it into action and start making changes, how are you going to grow a successful business? So mindset is really, really, really important. When we talk about mindset, I want you to think about this, okay? Take personal, separate it from your business. Let's just focus on real estate. Your mindset. I run a real estate business. This should be the first thing that you say when your feet hit the ground every single day. I don't care if you do it part-time. I don't care if you do it full-time. When your feet hit the ground, this is what you should be thinking of. Unless this is a hobby. Is it a hobby? I don't know. Because in the eyes of the IRS, if you take a loss for more than 2 consecutive years, it doesn't recognize this as a business. It becomes a hobby. Again, you dictate. You get what you put in. So you've got to think positive. You've got to think like a business owner. It is imperative that you do this. Again, unless it's just a hobby to you. Think like a business owner. Be consistent and persistent. It's concepts, then it's process. Guys, we talk, and you've heard a lot of great public speakers. You hear real estate coaches. Life coaches in general, that you need to fill your belief cup. Why is that so important? The same reason. If that cup is full, what is it full of? Is it full of negative thoughts or positive ones? And if your belief cup isn't full, I hate to put it to you this way, what happens if you don't drink water for a certain amount of time? Anybody? If you do not drink water, what eventually happens to you?
You get pimples. No, I'm just kidding.
You die. You die, guys. And yeah, you might get some pimples for sure. I'm talking about not hydrating at all. This is the way I want you to think each and every single day when you get up and your feet hit the ground. What are you drinking from? Are you drinking from that belief cup? How are you filling it? Are you filling it with positive thoughts? Do you believe in yourself that you can do this? Because we teach the basic fundamentals. Any real estate coach, any life coach, they're going to tell you the same thing. Right? You've got to believe it. You've got to manifest it. You've got to fill your cup. If you do not fill your cup each and every single day, okay? And look, all of us have those days. All of us have those days where there's just not enough in that cup, right? There's just not enough. And we regress. We go through ebbs and flows. And that's okay. That's normal. Okay? You put that day behind you. You refill your cup tomorrow. But you've got to stay consistent and persistent. It is so imperative. How easy is that? Wake up every day. I want you to visualize your belief cup. I have my Stanley cup here. I keep it full all the time. It's full of belief, right? I'm always drinking. I'm always staying hydrated. The same thing applies to my business. Here's something for you. I never leave the house. Let me slow this down. I never leave the house without water. Ever. Ever. I think it's very weird that anybody can get in their vehicle without a bottle of water, a cup of water, a container of water. I don't know how that's possible. We can go hours without drinking. Same thing applies to your business. Keep the cup full. I don't know how anybody who really wants to make it in this business can go periods of time without believing in themselves. As I take a sip of water. So you got to be consistent. You've got to be persistent. You have to think like a business owner, concepts, and then process. And this is where I want to transition, okay? Concepts and processes. Now you're thinking like a business owner. What does a business owner in our industry do? It creates relationships. What's the name of our game? Lead generation. Would you guys agree? We have to now, we believe in ourselves. Now we have to go out there and take action. Okay. You took the steps, the initiative to get up today. Now what are you going to do? What concepts and processes are you going to put forward? Let's start with referral leads. These are types of leads that I want to talk about. Think about a funnel. There's multiple ways to generate, and this is still in mindset, guys. You have to think this way, okay? You have to think about how can I get referral leads, which is the best kind of lead. Make no mistake about it. How do I go out there and how do I get them? Okay. Well, referrals are exactly that. I'm not talking about a referral from another agent. I'm talking about a referral from a family member, a friend, right? Something where trust is already built in. Guys, this is easy money. Mindset. This is what you should be focusing on. A portion of your business. The majority of your business should be focusing on lead generation. But let's break it down in categories. Referral leads. Think about it. You might as well cash the check. The trust is already built in. If I have a past client, whether you do or don't, okay? You have a family member, you have a friend. The trust is built in there. These leads should be responsive, and they're usually already forward thinking. They have a plan. Right? Because nobody who sends you a referral is typically going to be wasting your time. I'm dealing with a client right now who was a personal referral from a previous client. My clients already know that they don't want to waste my time. They love me. They don't want to put anybody in contact with me who isn't ready to take action. Why is that? Because the trust is already built in. They've already set the expectation with that client that this is what you're going to get. You've got to be prepared. He's the best. These are the types of leads I ask for, right? This is why top of mind awareness is so important. Referral leads. Go out there and ask people that you already know for business. You don't want to knock on doors. You don't want to cold call. You should, and you need to. Well, start here. Hey, do you know anybody looking to buy or sell right now? Hey, could you give me at least one person that you could think of off the top of your mind that's looking to buy or sell? Notice how I worded that, how I phrased that. Hey, do you happen to know one person? Newsflash. Everybody knows one person. I guarantee you right now that you know one person looking to buy or sell real estate. I know I do. Okay. Mindset, thinking about this. Are you thinking about this every single day? Who can I ask for? One, guys. Hey, do you know anyone thinking about buying or selling? Not too vague. Hey, do you know one person right now that's looking to buy or sell? Referral leads. Take advantage of them. They're the best type. Next type of lead I want to talk about while we're still in mindset is how to generate those leads. What are you going to do? We talk about top of mind awareness, right? We talk about business partners. We talk about sphere of influence, clients, the example that I just gave you. Well, how do those go hand in hand? Well, let's talk about your sphere of influence. And remember, we redefined this. Sphere of influence is anyone that you can touch, anyone that you have an open line or even a semi-open line of communication with. I don't care if it's via social media or not. You pick up the phone and you call them. You guys would be surprised how many people will answer. Did we do it? We don't. Do we need to start doing it? Absolutely. We just talked about how these are the best types of leads out there. So what are you going to do when it comes to tapping into your sphere? You're going to pick up the phone and you're going to call those. What about partners, vendors, attorneys, lenders, title company, title reps? What's the best way to generate those type of referral leads? Set it in person. Are you meeting with your lenders on a weekly or bi-weekly basis? Your title reps, your attorneys, staying involved and connected in the business. I'm pretty sure part of Danalytics, part of his business planning is that he meets with his partners, his industry partners every Friday. Does lunch, circles up, checks in, right? You can shoot the breeze, but it's all business related, right? How can we help each other? Work on setting those appointments, making them in-person meetings, and see how you can help each other grow. And then you got clients and leads. Guys, this is probably the only way that I get all my referrals. It's the common denominator. It's social media. And let me furthermore explain. I love my clients. When I am done a transaction or even during a transaction, they're getting added on Instagram. They're getting added on TikTok. They're getting added on Facebook. This is an opportunity to touch my past clients every single day indirectly. So what happens? Well, they can't, I don't have to text them. Do I from time to time? Of course, I have different types of relationships with past clients. But with that top of mind awareness, Mike is years led down the road. Mike is still in the business. Mike is now doing this. Mike is doing that. They never forget. I don't give anybody an opportunity to forget. So where I get those client referrals, those leads, is from social media. It is from staying top of mind. It is from being consistent and persistent. This is the way I think each and every single day. Again, when my feet hit the ground, what am I going to do to grow and scale my business? Back to the basics, fundamentals. Now, I want to talk a little bit about in-person leads. This is all relative. In-person leads, you've already made your first impression. Okay. They at least know you. You have some credibility. It's a warm follow-up. How do you create these in-person leads? Can anybody tell me how you create an in-person lead? I promise you guys, this is not a trick question. I promise you. How do you create in-person leads? You've got to get face-to-face, toes-to-toes, and nose-to-nose. Okay? You meet somebody who's maybe, if you're in New Jersey, pumping your gas, right? You hand them a business card, maybe $1 tip, maybe offer to buy them a cup of coffee. That's how you've met them, right? You're door knocking, they've met you. You're always asking for the follow-up. You're always asking for the opportunity, right? In your day-to-day, when you're out there engaging, this is what your mindset should be. Your mindset should be, how do I turn this simple action into a future prospect? You just cannot assume that they know what you do. I can't tell you. I probably go to the grocery store every single day. My wife hates it. My wife hates it. You know, why can't we just go once a week? I said, you don't understand. I need an opportunity to engage with people. That still doesn't fly with her. But that's not the point. I'm still there. Every opportunity. My wife, well, you just go to self-checkout. Well, there's still somebody there, right? There's still somebody standing next to me. I still have an opportunity to create my business. This is what I think of each and every single day. There's the old rule of thumb. Carry 5 to 10 business cards in your pocket every single day. Do not go home, okay, until they're all gone. Right? So we talked about referral leads, the easiest kind of leads. And as you can see, they kind of get a little more difficult, right? But you have different ponds that you're going to pull business from. You've got to stay diverse at the same time. So you've got generating referral leads, in-person leads, right? Can anybody tell me how, outside of day-to-day engagement, because I gave you one example, how you can also create in-person leads? Anybody can give me one idea how to create an in-person lead? A topic.
Go to networking events, meet people.
Excellent. Networking events, social events, right? Door knocking, community events, open houses. This is all going to not only get you out of your comfort zone, because it's not easy, right? But it's going to break down those barriers. It's going to help you build more confidence. I truly believe generating in-person leads is way more sustainable in the long run than referral leads. Would anybody agree with that? Do you really think once you sold everybody you know a home that they're just going to keep buying every 2 years? It's not sustainable. Well, why do you hear top pros talk about my business is 100% referral? Well, they've been in the business for a long time. It wasn't always that way. But if you dedicate, you shift your mindset, you care about your business, you build a pipeline, over the years, I can guarantee you the phone will ring. You do not have to pick up the phone anymore. The business will come to you if you're persistent and consistent. But you have to do these things. These are proven methods, guys. I don't know how many people have heard me tell the story, and I'm going to tell it again because this is recording and this will be shared, about, I'm not going to name drop, but ex-agent who started their career by doing open houses and only open houses. They weren't her listings, but she would ask any agent in her office, right? And guys, we have the same ability here at EXP. You want to target or farm an area, then find an agent with a listing in the area you want to farm and ask to host an open house. They don't let you do it, ask somebody else. Wait for another one. Find another neighborhood, okay? But the point was, that agent hosted an open house every single weekend for 3 years straight. 3 years straight. This was back in probably the late 1980s, okay? She's a legend down in Cherry Hill. Again, I'm not going to mention any names. Brand new agent, never sold a home. She owns 25% of Cherry Hill at this point. All by getting her name out there. Hosting open houses. It was a lot of work. She did it for 3 years straight. Yeah, she went around, put up her open house signs every single weekend with her name and number. Okay. Let's stay compliant with the real estate commission. Name, number, office number, you name it. And put her open signs out there every single weekend, knocked on every single neighbor's door, let them know she was hosting an open house, one for the public, one for the neighbors, one for the brokers, and she did this on a consistent basis. She did not give that area an opportunity to forget her name. She owns a portion of the town, but she was brand new at one point in time. She was hungry. Her belief cup was full. She drank from it. She found success.
You know what I love about her as well, Mike, is I did a deal with her maybe 7, 8 months ago. Another thing I really appreciate about her is, you know, she had gotten divorced. She was a single mom. She had a billion excuses of why she couldn't succeed in this business. A lot of people told her she couldn't. It wasn't easy at first. She had to get people to watch her kid on open houses. A lot of times she took her kid with her, but she's got a great success story of perseverance. She had a plan and she executed the plan. And so much of success in this business is having a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're not going to succeed. It's just like coaching basketball. It's like anything. If you don't have a plan, you're not going to succeed. But the other thing I love about her is she didn't stop with selling houses, right? She started buying triplexes because she was getting 3 homes for the price of 1. So she started trying to buy 1 triplex a year. And then it turned into 2, and then it turned into 3. And I know she owns some single family and some apartments and stuff now, but she had a plan with the triplexes and she followed that too. Single mom. Everybody told her she couldn't do it. She said, watch me do it. And she's turned herself into an amazing, powerful businesswoman. She should be at EXP. I'm not going to give up recruiting her, but yeah, amazing success story.
Isn't she a legend? See, Dan knows who I'm talking to without me even mentioning a name. She's an absolute legend. Her daughter, it basically is her admin at this point in time, also involved in the family business. But I mean, my goodness, watch her mother grow up and dominate over the years, and they've built such a name and reputation for themselves. Absolutely consummate professionals. You know, that's how she did it, guys. That's how she did it. And you can do it the same way. It doesn't matter. You could look at the Ryan Serhants and you could look at, you know, the biggest names in real estate. They all started somewhere. They all started somewhere. They all have a story and they're willing to share that with you. It's literally public knowledge. YouTube, the greatest success stories. See what people did. They didn't just wake up and they just clicked. They had to work for it. Most success stories, 9 out of 10, start with exactly that, a story. And then you have the one-offs, right? But we're not leaving this up to chance. We're taking the action to build ourselves in our businesses, right? To mastermind, to train ourselves, to take down these methods, these practices, and put them into action. One thing that we should also be focusing on when it comes to lead generation is the internet lead, guys. And let me preface with this, not just ads, okay? I'm talking about actual content that draws engagement, content that they choose to engage in, not just a sponsored ad that hits them, actual content. It creates credibility. Right? You get to meet them where they are because you're on the timeline. Right? They're clicking through your stories. They're interviewing you through this process. What value are you adding? Why are they stopping? This is the power behind social media. And then there's Google, pay-per-click, right? There's a ton out there. I mean, we can dive in. The internet lead is very broad, but I want to talk about things that you could start doing today for free. For free. The problem is, are you willing to accept delayed gratification versus instant? The top producers who maximize output on social media will tell you it's going to take 3 to 6 months of consistent posting in order to start generating business from your social media. So if you're saying to yourself, well, I don't have 6 months. Well, we've covered a lot of opportunities that'll create leads today, in person being one of those. But why can't you do them all? In the midst of how busy you are, you may not be. What's stopping you from taking the action, right? To create a simple post, to create content on a regular basis, to put it out there, right? To meet them where they are. This is what we have to do, guys. Diving a little deeper into generating internet leads and content, obviously value, okay, is king. It depends on what you're posting, okay? Please be aware. Self-awareness is huge. We're still in mindset, may I add, that what you create has to have purpose. Okay? We talked about making it rain. We talked about pay-per-click, blogs, posts, stories, videos. And yeah, you could do the sponsored posts also. You can mix it up. You could target your markets. Let me emphasize on video why it is so important. Okay? And flat photography. If you haven't already, this is your calling to go back and to tap into last week's call, last week's mastermind, and last week's training on the importance of why video is exactly that. Tap into that and you'll understand. But you've got to create value. It's simple. Check your emails. I listed 10, not 1, not 2, not 10 topic ideas for you to start creating today with little or no experience whatsoever, right? Create the plan and take the action. Post. Click record and post. It is not going to be excellent. It is not going to be great, okay? But you never want it to be. But you have to start. If it's perfect today, which it's not, then there's no room for improvement. Okay? If you're going out there and you're landing every listing appointment that you take, and you've got that perfect record, believe me when I tell you it's not perfect. That means you're not going on enough listing appointments. If you're getting them all, and it sounds weird, but if you're getting every appointment you go on, you're not getting enough. Okay. Same mindset when it comes to content, except for it's a little bit reversed. Okay. The more you post, the more success. It will come over time. Okay. But you can't expect, and you may or may not. Okay. You'd always have high expectations, but you have to be realistic. Okay. And that's why we're going to transition over into Skillset. What time do we have? All right, let's pump this out. Skillset, phone, in person, and digital. I want to talk about phone skills first, guys. This is really important, okay? Okay, yes, you have to ask in order to receive. So what are you doing? Get on the phone and start talking, right? Getting out of your comfort zone. Start creating dialogue with people that you already know. Your database, your referral partners, your sphere of influence. Start talking to people who you already know. Educate yourself, okay? If you don't pick up the phone and you never call anybody because you don't know what to say, all that is going to do, as far as your skill set is concerned, is not going to grow, okay? It's not going to grow. You have to start practicing these things. What better way to practice a phone skill than with people that you already know? Hey, you want to call me later and you want to role play? You want to talk about, I don't know, buying or selling? You want me to be the prospective buyer? You want me to be the tenant? You want me to be the seller? You want me to be the power of attorney? What do you want to do? But if you don't do it, okay, or even just calling your friends and family, hey, when's the last time, you got an evaluation on your home? Do you know what your home's worth today? Look, they may not be interested in selling, but gives you an opportunity to practice or master your craft. Do it on yourself. Do it on your significant other. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, call somebody and practice it. Call your database, your sphere of influence, or your referral partners. If you don't pick up the phone and you don't create dialogue, well, what's going to happen? And I hate to be so blunt, guys, but this is passion. This is what it is. This is how I speak. This is my energy. This is how I deliver every single conversation. And let me reassure you, I don't have the ability to deliver a message the way I do if I don't pick up the phone and believe in myself. If I don't sip from my belief cup each and every single day when my feet hit the ground, I know what I have to do. I have to hone in on those skill sets. Same thing with in person. What are we going to do? If leads are everywhere and we just have to talk to them, why aren't we doing it? Why aren't we scheduling more face-to-face meetings? I know the coach does this. It's something that he truly does believe in and he implements in his business plan. Some of you on this call may have gotten a call from the coach just recently, okay? What about hosting events, hosting your own networking events, or attending networking events? This is how you build your skill set. You have to start somewhere. I'll tell you, there's nothing that's going to build your skill set, your in-person skill set, more than going to a networking event alone. That's right, without somebody else. If you can do that, if you can muster the confidence to go to a networking event alone, which you never have to, because there's always someone there, but in the off chance that there isn't, and you have no one to go with, go by yourself. Watch how you are going to be forced out of your comfort zone. You're going to be forced to talk to people because they're everywhere. We talked about earlier in-person leads, the flow of daily life. No, Tara, I'm going to the grocery store today. Okay. It's the flow of daily life. I'm going to go get my gas. Why do you always get $20? Right? Why don't you just fill it? Well, if I get $20 regular, it's not regular. It's 91. I have to put premium in my car. But if I fill it once, it's just gonna be one opportunity to talk to somebody. Why aren't you using the Easy Pass? Well, then I could talk to the person that's collecting the cash in the toll booth. My wife has literally seen me do these things over and over and over again. Let's go out to eat. Well, I don't need an excuse to go out to eat, although it's once a day. Those who know me know. If you know, you know. Well, now I have an opportunity to engage with somebody else. This is the flow of daily life. Hand out a business card. Don't go home until you've handed out a business card. And don't make it awkward. Don't make it awkward. I mean, I'm not saying you have to go out there and buy everybody a cup of coffee at Starbucks and hand them a business card. I mean, we spend, what, thousands of dollars on useless crap every single year of our lives. Spend some on your business. Spend some on your business. Go out there. You say, you allocated about, $500 a month toward your business and generating leads, marketing, advertising. Allocate $20. Go out there and buy 5 random strangers a cup of coffee, right? Once a month. Once a month. What does that take? Or, right, if that sounds too expensive, you go out there and you could buy leads. You could jump on a Zillow Flex. I'm not saying don't do it. You could jump on Zillow Flex for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. You could do that, right? Or you can get creative. Master that. The flow of daily life. You are an independent contractor. You are a business owner. You are a realtor 24/7. That's the mindset, right, that you have to live in. And if you do that, look, huge proponent of having my weekends off. I am never off. I am always working. Okay? I am always working. The flow of daily life is a great opportunity to literally hone in on those in-person skill sets. And then there's digital skills. Hey, guys, again, it's not going to happen overnight. Please keep that in mind. It's repetition. It's experience. It's doing something over and over and over again. Your videos. It's as simple as that. Create content. You're not confident in your ability? Go out there and pay somebody. Do it. Invest in your business. Refer to last week's call. Springboard yourself into the future of content creation. Invest in yourself, in your brand, in your business. Look, you don't want to do it yourself, or you want high production, high quality content, go out there and pay for it. Pay for it. Or take the time to learn how to do it yourself. The choice is yours. The resources are there. What are you going to take advantage of? And that's where it leads us in this tool set. Because without our tools, we're lost. Guys, we're stuck. You can say all of these things over and over and over again, but if you don't put pen to paper, or you don't create a plan, you don't create a database, a calendar, resources, systems, CRMs, then it's all in vain, because nobody is perfect. Okay? I don't care if you're the type to go, before you go to bed at night, you're planning out your next day, or if you're up like me at 5 a.m., right? And that's where you plan out your day, barring any appointments that have been future set, right? You have to have a plan. A plan is part of your tool set. If you don't have a plan, what do you have? There's a word that I'm looking for that goes in front of plan that every professional should have. Could anybody tell me what that word is? I'm going to take a sip of this water. Business. The analytics. Business planning. Yeah, guys, it's not, the foregone conclusion is you need one, okay? You need one. So what happens, though, when you have a business plan? Well, this is what it looks like. So if I get 2 closings from 4 clients, and I get 4 clients from 8 appointments, and I get 8 appointments from 64 leads, tracking the metrics, tracking the numbers, well, I have a plan. This is what I can expect. So what's it going to take to generate 64 leads? Am I going to focus on in-person, digital, sphere of influence, business partners? If my goal is 2 closings a month, and the only way I'm going to get that is from generating 4 clients, do I have a plan on how I'm going to get there? because these are, these numbers are rudimentary, right? You can literally pick whatever you want to pick, come up with a plan and execute it. If you track, because you put together a business plan, if you track the metrics, you will see what leads to what. Is it a 1-to-100 ratio? Yeah, of course.
But think of this, right? Think about what you just said from the statistics that you've gained from your business plan. 64 contacts lead to 8 appointments. 4 clients from 8 appointments leads to 2 closings per month. 2 closings per month is wealth. 2 closings per month is over $200,000 a year. You wrap your head around that. Is that you're 64 people away a month from changing your life forever. $200,000 in this country puts you in the top 5% of yearly income. Wrap your head around the success of this business. If we trained our people and if we got everyone in the colony thinking that all it takes is 64 contacts a month, that's 2 a day, 2 live conversations a day, 2 live Facebook responses a day from making $200,000 a year. That's how close you are to changing your life. If we can get people to execute it, apply it, be a finesse, get excited. I look at everything in my life as Williamson Incorporated. Everything is my own business. Now you've got me excited. So now I'm thinking about, well, gee, I sell 2 a month every month for the last 7 years. What if I talk to 130 people and put it up to 4, right? I don't know if, I'm already bald, I'm old, I'm tired, but very exciting. But that's how important the stats are. You're 2 people a day away, 2 meaningful conversations a day away from being rich. Nuts.
If that isn't perspective, I don't know what is.
I'd jump in there. You're beautiful.
Yeah, no, of course. We love it. That's exactly what the perspective is.
You sell to a month, you can afford all the stuff, the chemicals in the skin. You can afford the healthcare then.
You can. You absolutely can. You guys, when I sent out that email, I meant it, that your license can set you financially free. Okay. I'm not talking about revenue share. I'm not talking about stock ownership, all the great things about being part of EXP that, we don't talk about here. We talk about production. We talk about how to get out there and put a plan on paper and execute it, right? It's simple numbers. Stop overcomplicating it. This is really what it boils down to, right? If it takes 64 leads to get 2 closings, what are we doing? Right? What aren't we doing? Okay. So then cut the number in half. You want to sell 1 a month. That's a very honest living. That's excellent depending on your price point. And it's well above average if you're closing 1 a month, for the record. Don't shoot for average. Shoot for excellence. And this is where it is. 64 leads, 8 appointments, 8 appointments, 4 clients, 4 clients, 2 closings, 2 closings a month. And you want more than that? You want more than that? Then double it. But wealth is around the corner. Take what you learned today and implement it. Take the action. I'm not going to beg anybody to do it. I'm here because I love being here. I'm here because I love pouring into people. That's why we show up every single week. That's why we're one of the fastest growing organizations, because we believe in people. We don't rob. We don't steal. We don't hurt. We support and we pour into you. This is what it takes to find success. You have to believe in yourself. You have to sip from the belief cup. I got 2 more slides, and we're going to open it up for Q&A, and we're going to wrap this up at the top of the hour. For me, calendar is everything. If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. Whether it's daily versus weekly, picking the best times to focus your energies and your resources and your prospecting, your time blocking, and then habit loops. Okay. I'll start with habit loops. For me, personally speaking, I know on a loop every single day, I check my hot sheet. I make my coffee, or I go out and buy a cup of coffee, right? I open my computer and I run through my hot sheets on my current and active clients. Okay. Active clients, I run through my hot sheets. I see what's available for my buyers. Same thing for my sellers or my prospective sellers in the future. I track the neighborhoods that prospective listing is going to be listing in. Okay. I want a grasp on the market. I want to follow trends. Do we have more actives? Do we have more under contracts? Okay. That's a loop for me. It's religious. Okay. Habit loop is also exercising not only my brain, but my body every single day. This one's a little different. I know it happens every single day. I can't guarantee whether it happens at 5 a.m. or 5 p.m., but I get it in. It's a habit loop. It's built in. Believe it or not, I have it in my calendar every single day as a reminder, although I never miss a day of working out. It's in my calendar. Same thing with my alarm, right? My alarm is actually an event in my calendar. Wake your ass up, right? Get up, put your feet on the ground, okay? And tell yourself you're in real estate. You run a real estate business. What are you going to do today to take action? Okay. I'm not going to dive into best times, daily versus weekly. That's up to you guys. Okay. But if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't happen. You have to put, essentially what that means is if you don't put pen to paper, whether it's digital or not, if you don't write it down, you're not manifesting it. Okay. Why is repetition such a strong thing? Why does repetition lead to success? Why does activity breed activity? It's because you're doing something over and over and over again consistently. Okay. And then, so the calendar is absolutely part of your tool set. You have to start implementing it, guys. It's on every single one of your phones. It's on every single one of your phones. Pick up your phone and add. I want you to do this right now. Okay. If you're watching this at a later point in time, or if you're here live, create, because I will be there every Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, okay? Tuesday morning trainings, Tuesday morning masterminds, religiously. Put it in your calendar. This way you never forget. Put it in your calendar. I don't care if you can't make every single one. It doesn't matter. What's going to happen is you're going to see it every single day. Same thing with your prospecting, okay? Time block. Put it in there. Oh, you don't want a time block? Add it as an all-day event then. Right? A lot of things that I add in my calendar, I don't even time block them. They go right to the top of my day. Because I know that by the time this day is over, I can scroll back to the top of my day and make sure, oh, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that, and I'm deleting them as I go. Okay? Tool set's very important. And this is our last slide. We'll open it up after this. If anybody wants to add anything. If not, you're beautiful, and we'll see you all next week. We'll see you all later on too. We'll see you whenever that you want to get plugged in. We'll be there. But it's your database. Build and work on your list. Again, guys, we're talking about Toolset here. Okay. They used to just call it a sphere of influence. Okay. We've upgraded that. It's your database. Add everyone. Every single one. You notice be consistent and persistent. That's common flow here. Okay. Do not miss an opportunity. Do not miss an opportunity. Guys, when I tell you there's people who rang me out at Nordstrom's that still follow me today on Instagram, that I know I'm tracking. They see my stories because you can see who views your stories. You can see obviously who engages with your posts. It didn't matter. It was a simple conversation, but I added everyone. I don't leave anybody out, right? Because there's a good chance in life that person is going to need to either buy or sell real estate, maybe even invest in real estate, okay? We've all been brainwashed enough to believe it. Must be true, okay? You should be building and adding to your database every single week. Think about this, 64 leads. You do the math on that. You do the math on that. Add them all to your database, right? Send them all an email. Add them all on social media. Start engaging and interacting with their posts. Let them see you. Your database could be anything. Your database could be your social media. You could be your Instagram. It could be, right? You want to go out there and you want to utilize KV Core, go out there and utilize KV Core and start adding context to KV Core, right? I use my MailChimp. That's my favorite CRM. That's what I use. I add to that every single week, right? I have different audiences that I target for different posts. So the group, our organization, the colony, you guys see a different set of emails than, trust me when I tell you, that my client list sees, right? But that's how I track. I track the metrics. I know who's opening. I know who's clicking. I know where they're clicking, right? Invest in yourself. Invest in your business. Invest in a database, okay? I know it's a lot, guys, but it's the set. It's the mindset, the skill set, and the tool set that you should be sharpening every single day. Your license can set you financially free if you let it. This business is not rocket science. I promise you that. It just takes hard work, right? And if you put in the work now, you'll reap the benefits in the future. It's inevitable. But you have to practice a few things, right? And delayed gratification is one of those. You are hoping that people trust you with the largest sale or purchase in their lives. Give them a reason. Build trust, add value. Does anybody want to add anything? While we're here, I'm going to stop my share. Boom, 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 boom. Let me come on. Everyone's got their cameras off, so it's mine. But I am going to wrap up the